Mark came to the Adena Orthopedic and Spine Institute in severe arm pain from a degenerative disc. Minimally invasive spinal surgery got him back to what matters most. At Adena, we do what we love, so you can too.
Well, this Saturday, it is World Classic Professional Big Time Wrestling. Another event, it's the Reboot at OU-Chillicothe's Shoemaker Center. And one of the main features is going to be this guy with us here. He is now known as the Real One, formerly known as Enzo. But we saw a lot of fun with you in the wrestling world under the name of Enzo. And so a lot of people will no doubt remember you there. But you went into rap music, so you've got a music career now, right?
Yes, absolutely, man. Thanks for bringing that up. I wanted to say all the people out in Chillicothe, I can't wait to come see you guys. Big Time Wrestling. It's going to be a great time. Yes, and you can find all my music under Real1, but formerly known as Enzo Amore in the WWE. As you mentioned, we had some fun, and I hope to run it back with you guys in Chillicothe as Real1. I've done it a few times. I had a match against Too Cool Scorpio and Rob Van Dam there. I wrestled Elias the last time I was out there in Ohio, now known as Elijah. And I've had some bangers. I actually had a match with Mr. Hughes and I believe Wildfire Tommy Rich, man, if you could believe it or not. So there's been some obscure matchups, but this weekend I'll be in action wrestling a guy named Jacob Omen. He's he thinks he's a bona fide stud, but he definitely is going to find out what a certified G is firsthand. So if anybody comes on out there, I'll have a microphone in my hand. We'll be doing a sing along, and I think they know the words to the song.
I've spent about half my life here in Chillicothe, and having said that, I remember when Tommy Wildfire Rich came through here back in the 1980s. So good to see him still pushing around.
Man, I don't know where he's at these days, but this was a few years back. And, that's the crazy thing about wrestling. When you have a 14-year career like I've had so far, the run-ins that I've managed to have, you couldn't even imagine. You get to get out there with some of the guys you watched when you were growing up, and you mix it up with them. And then there's kids that are growing up these days that watched me that are now getting in the ring with me going, oh, my God, I watched you on TV when I was a kid. And it's like, damn, man, I've been in this thing for a minute. I've managed to have an incredible career due to incredible fans, and I love to embrace them all, especially in Ohio, man. Ohio wrestling is the first place that the WWE NXT ever hit the road to. So Columbus, Ohio was actually the first town that ever got an NXT show, and the first music that they ever heard was Enzo and Cass. And that ran its course for a few years there, where the first music you heard when NXT came to town were Enzo and Cass. I've been getting the people hyped, getting the people lit for years, and nothing's ever changed. When you see me in the building, I'm bringing the electricity. You can plug me in. You don't need to worry about the electric bill that day.
I do know that when you've been here, you are very much like what we saw on TV, and you are very much a people person, which is really cool, because I think that's what makes these events, like prior to the Super Show, the meet and greets and everything, it just gives those people that are there attending an opportunity to meet these superstars that they have watched and grown up, like you said, wrestling one another and everything. But to see you in person, it's a much different situation. It brings it all.
Yeah, absolutely. And you just never know where this business is going to take you. And the amount of opportunities I've had to, intermingle with people who have been wrestling on different promotions for years now. You get to see TNA talent, AEW talent, people who are in and out of the WWE, have been on these shows just in prior years with me. And then you look up and they're in the Royal Rumble. You look up and they're, wrestling on pay-per-views. And Lord knows, I'm in this thing for the long run. So it's only a matter of time probably before you see me pop up somewhere one day. And I can't tell you when that day will ever be. And that's the beautiful thing about wrestling, is it's always a surprise. And you just never know what's going to happen. So the same goes for all these small shows that I do all over the country in places like Chillicothe, where I'll be this Saturday. You just never know what's going to happen. And that's what's cool about wrestling, man. But one thing that I can guarantee you is going to happen is if you come to the meet and greet, you will meet, bada boom, the nicest guy in the room. As you mentioned, I pride myself in one thing. My family raised me outside of the wrestling bubble to be a good person. So, I wear that last name of my father. And anywhere that I go, all I can ever do is hope that when someone sees or meets my parents, they go, "Oh, we met your son, and he was a really nice guy." And that's how I was raised. I find a lot of people in the Midwest are the same way. And Ohio is a blue collar place, bro. And it's like football lives there. So many great football players that come out of the state of Ohio. I played college football, and it's there's something in the water over there, like they say. There's something in the water in New Jersey, and that's why we got the best bagels. Though you guys might be known for a few things, but we got good bagels here. Something's in the water.
Yeah, we should mention talking to you from Hoboken, New Jersey right now, even as we speak here today. So it's true Jersey, no question there. This coming Saturday, of course, at OU-Chillicothe Shoemaker Center, rent to own, and also Double D's Auction House presenting World Classic Professional Big Time Wrestling's Reboot. This was on schedule, then was canceled and brought back. So we're happy to hear that.
You put my name on the bill out there, Chillicothe, they know they're going to get a show from Zoe. Yeah. It's a certified fact, bro. It's a fact like the bottom of a Snapple cap. You come through Chillicothe when I'm on the ticket, and I'm going to put on a show. You can even go back and watch that match that I had with Too Cool Scorpio and RVD just a few years back in Chillicothe, and you will see, in a triple threat match against some veterans, I put together a piece of work that day. That was it was something to remember. So anybody who was there remembers the match, and I'm sure they're going to bring some friends this time around.
Great crowd too. There's like 4,000 people there for that. So that was a super day here in Chillicothe, no question. Got to ask you, if I'm hearing this correctly, Triple H is the one who, you right place, right time. You met with Triple H. Next thing you know, you are into the World Wrestling Entertainment sphere, so to speak.
Yeah.
And of course,
really lucky, man. Just really, really blessed, man. Triple H changed my life. He got me into the pro wrestling business. I don't know how many people could say that. Maybe there's some people I just don't know. But I know that my story is very unique. And to your point, Triple H saw a video shown to him by his strength coach of me talking smack on the Hudson River about the Jersey Shore guys. The next thing you know, I had a tryout in the WWE. So Triple H broke me into the business, as they would say, and gave me my first shot, put a microphone in my hand. And let's be clear, if it wasn't for that 7-foot-tall guy standing behind me, I don't know how much success I would have had running my mouth early on in this business. So I'm very blessed, man. I was very lucky. Right place, right time on all fronts.
Speaking of somebody being over the shoulder, this past week when I saw Linda McMahon going through the confirmations hearings on being the director of education, over her shoulder right there in Congress was Triple H. And I thought, mind blown. The wrestling entertainment has even stepped right into the ring.
It's crazy. It's crazy that Triple H, is known as this incredible competitor that gets put into the Hall of Fame as a pro wrestler. Yeah. But I almost think that his attribution to the business as a promoter is his greatest facet of his career, as a booker, as a producer. I don't even think that there's anyone who can hold a candle to what he was able to do. As a mind for this business, he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame as a promoter, honestly. Like we were in NXT when it was taken over, talent relations as a new job given to Triple H. I mean, this guy was the head of talent development, so to say, and recruiting the next caliber of athlete, bringing in the next phase of WWE, and that process being NXT. And when we were there in FCW and he came down and told the boys that we'd be hitting the road and we'd be selling out arenas and we'd be doing it in NXT, not WWE, not Monday Night Raw, and the confidence he had speaking on it, we rallied behind him, and you could believe him because he believed it. You could just tell. So yeah. Obviously you look back now, you can say, holy smokes, he wasn't lying, and he made it happen. So kudos to him for getting that done, having the vision. And his vision is unparalleled. Right now, you could see a guy who, is putting together maybe the greatest run in the history of the business from the driver's seat. Bringing in Travis Scott, Cody, the John Cena heel turn that just happened.
Yeah.
The Rock being in the ring. There's a guy in a headset that's sitting right behind the curtain, and that man is Paul Levesque, and he's probably going to go down as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, right there next to Vince. Wrestling promoters, wrestling minds in the history of pro wrestling, and yeah, I'm proud to say that he believed in me enough to give me a shot and put a microphone in my hand every night for 7 years. So God bless him, because I know he had a scare with his health, and to have a second run in the business after something like that, I'm sure it's bittersweet. So I haven't seen him in years, but I just wish him well in what he's doing now, because it's truly remarkable. I mean, I'm a person who stopped watching wrestling for years when I got released by WWE. And when I got back into the business, I decided that there was no one or nothing that was going to ruin the thing that I loved for me. Mm-hmm. And I could watch it with a different lens. I can watch it and view it without saying to myself, oh, I need to be out there. Oh, it's about me. Really, it's about the business of pro wrestling. And the business is booming, and the trickle-down effect is across the board. So no matter who you are in this business right now, you're doing all right.
And you've got the side gig now, which has become a real gig with your music side. So maybe that takes some of that away from it. Yeah, no, I mean, having my music is I'm actually releasing a 15-track album very shortly coming up. So be on the lookout for that. Real One, Rosemary's Baby Part 3. I'll be dropping that. I'm very excited about it. It's getting mixed Friday. Should be back to me in a couple of weeks, and I got to listen through it. But man, I'm just letting the music fly. The way I feel about it is I've written this. I have taken the time to write the music, to perform it is the next phase. But more importantly than anything, I've made the music for me, and I've had the songs for a long time. Some of them since 2018. Others I made weeks ago. But it's 15 songs out of a 30, 40 songs that I have sitting around. And it's like, why are they collecting dust? I've made the music. I don't give a, excuse my language, what anybody has to say about it. I'm just going to release the music, because maybe there's one person that connects with it. Maybe there's one person that this becomes their favorite album. And maybe it's just for that one person that it needs to be done. But more importantly than anything, if you put the work in, why are you afraid to show it? So I ain't scared of what anybody has to say about me, music, and I've broken down doors that I think will be appreciated in years' time. I know Jericho did it in rock and roll, took a lot of heat for it at first, and he's got a cruise, and I watched him perform on it with his band, and that seems to be working out for him. He has a #1 hit record in his 50s with the rock charts in Judas. He doesn't get that success until his 50s. Nothing happens overnight, and for those that it does, like it happened for me in pro wrestling, we're spoiled brats, so you got to put work in, and I've been putting work in with this music, and I'm excited to release it, and I ain't scared of what anybody's got to say about it. So expect that music to be coming out, and expect me to be promoting it very much so, and if you don't like it, then don't listen to it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I know that when we have the pre-show stuff that will take place here in Chillicothe, there's an opportunity for you to buy shirts and get photographs and that sort of thing. Speaking of music available? Hold on 1 second. Sure. I will have these Certified G tie-dye hoodies on me. Very nice. Yes, they are great. People love them. It says everybody knows on the back. I'm a certified G, bona fide stud. You can't teach that. I appreciate you taking your time here today. I appreciate all the fans that are going to be at the show. I need you to know, if you're there, come say what's up to me. I'll have 8x10s. I'll have tie-dye certified G hoodies, and I will have green Notre Dame Fighting Irish style Enzo hoodies
There'll be one of ones made strictly for these upcoming weekends with St. Patrick's Day. It'll be a logo of me looking like the Notre Dame Fighting Irish guy in a cartoon. And I know that in Chillicothe, every time I go there, the fans have been so gracious to support me. They know that they're supporting an independent artist, somebody who's out there. You're not paying the man. You're not giving your money to the machine. You're giving it to me, directly to me. And I appreciate that more than anything in the world, because great fans like you have afforded me the opportunity to continue to live my dream, no matter what anybody has to say about me. And no matter what anybody says about you, their imagination will take you places you've never been. Their imagination has put me in places I've never been. I know who I am, and when you meet me, you're going to meet a real one. And I promise you, I will hold true to that statement. When I was a kid, if you would have asked me what I wanted my name to be when I was 5 or 6, I would have said the Ultimate Warrior, because that's a cool name. Now I'm Real One, because that's a cool name. Come check me out, guys. Appreciate the love more than anything in the world. I do got to run, though. So thank you, guys.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Real One, take care. And, of course, we'll see him again this coming weekend. That'll take place at Ohio University Chillicothe. And they'll have the opportunity to meet with all the wrestling superstars and everything. And then the actual wrestling, the Super Show, gets underway about 7 o'clock. So that all takes place up at OU-Chillicothe, a world classic, professional, big-time wrestling. Look for all their details on social media. You'll find all that for you. And, of course, we've got the scroller going through there with other details in regards to their website and so on. So thank you so much for watching, and that's a look at this edition of Litter Media.